Good morning. Welcome to this shared space on YouTube called Natural Connection with a Shaman. I am your host, Shaman Odin Greywolf. This is actually take two on this. I got 15 minutes into the first video and I realized I didn't have the microphone on. So it was just no audio. Anyway, so we're going to get into Thunra's day energy, Jupiter energy, right? And it is also a lunar transition day, the 28th. Today, the waxing crescent moon is in Libra, third house under Swati Nakshatra. But we have a whole bunch of other stuff to go over. So let's start with today's date and the numerology of the day. Today is 8/28/2025. This added up equals 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. There's a magical thing about the number 9 as it always comes back to itself. If you multiply it and then break those numbers down, it will come back to 9. There are 9 realms on the tree of life called Yggdrasil in the Nordic mythologies. 9 stands for completeness and eternity, wisdom and universal love. 9 is the Hermit card, and the Hermit's message today is it's time to approach your life in a gentler manner and explore deep inner truths so you can bring light to your hidden thoughts, feelings, and past. Then come back to yourself like the number 9 does, right? Come back to yourself in the present moment, a more wise and calm person with higher understanding. So this puts us in ninth house energy today, which is very similar, right? Ninth house is about higher education, higher learning, things like that, life lessons. And today in the ninth house at 7:30 a.m. in Las Vegas, Nevada, we were ninth house Aries with Chiron retrograde in Ashwini Nakshatra. Now, this ninth house energy was opposite Moon in Libra, squared Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, trine Mercury in Cancer, and trine the Sun in Leo. So we're going to start with the ninth house energy, of course, first. We have Chiron retrograde in the ninth house of Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra. This represents the energy of deep internal healing to your core identity, your sense of independence, and your spiritual journey, or how you live your life and what you believe. This comes by taking a compassionate look at your past insecurities and how they either blocked you or helped you, so that you can integrate new healing practices and move beyond these processed and integrated wounds. You'll notice I said processed and integrated wounds, not deep-seated, right? These are wounds at your core that you have obviously processed and integrated into your life, or else you would not be here to this day. The only thing that brings you back is your mental capacity to keep putting yourself back in suffering, not realizing you have already processed and integrated these wounds in your life. Reason I say this is because our opposite energy is the moon in Libra, third house, Swati Nakshatra. The opposing energy today is very fluid and dynamic communication style when it comes to dealing with people. So all this core, let's see, what was it? Core identity, independence, and spiritual beliefs that are wounds from the past have actually taught you how to be very fluid and adaptable when dealing with other people. So this is the positive. This is why I say you have integrated and processed them. Now it's just a mentally catching up to that. Oops, wrong way. Okay. This opposition energy comes from a strong sense of independence and an intelligent mind. Use your adaptability to create the harmony you desire between yourself and others today. Okay, so if you feel like your wounds from your core wounds from your past are blocking you from harmony with you, with relationships, with friends, with society, with surroundings, right? We want to bring this back and help you understand that these wounds helped you understand people on deeper levels. So now you are more aware of being fluid and adaptable to communication styles, right? You kind of went on an inner journey, and that's how you processed your life to this point. So, one thing that may be blocking you is the Pluto energy, but it could be a cornerstone for building if you look at it the right way, because it is your squared energy. This Chiron energy in the ninth house squared Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, sixth house, Uttara Ashada, is bringing up unresolved issues to the surface. This is to offer you a chance to establish better habits and a more holistic approach to your well-being. But persistence and strategy will be your key here. You need to create a healthier routine and stick to it, not just for a week. Okay? Holistic does not only mean buying crystals, reading tarot, doing yoga. Holistic means you become aware of your body's health, needs that you need for your life, a better diet, a clearer mind, calmer mind, less distraction, um, grounding in nature, connecting to your inner worlds through meditation. These are all holistic practices. Okay. If you were to stick to let's just say, because it comes up later in your reading too, let's just say you only stick to one practice, and that is meditation. Begin with 5 or 10 minutes, either in the morning or at night, each day. This meditation practice could be not even a practice at all. It could be just allowing your mind to throw all of the thoughts. Let them pass by as you do not react to them. You don't go, hey, wait a minute. No, you. What will happen? You will come to a point where you do not hear thoughts anymore. And what usually happens at this moment is you're like, oh, wow. You, you actually break the progress by realizing you've made progress, but it's still a part of it. You just go right back to letting thoughts pass. If you could stick to that a couple minutes each day, within time, your entire life will change holistically. Simply by changing your daily routine into at least once, preferably twice, 10 minutes of allowing your thoughts to vacate without trying to hold on to them, meaning without trying to listen to them as they go. What will happen is in time, your body will naturally become more healthier. You will naturally stop engaging with things that bring chaotic, unpleasant energy to your life. You will naturally start eating better. You will naturally start exercising more. and finding a balanced life, holistic, right? Okay. So that's either blocking you right now, or hearing this message has just given you a fundamental cornerstone to build on. So now let's get into your trines. Your trine energy is smooth energy, right? Things that are working harmoniously for you. And this energy is how you communicate. Whether you realize it or not, you you have a good communication style, but you may feel highly emotional with challenged relationships today. This is a call for your emotional honesty and compassion to balance the hidden needs of yourself and those close to you. So, I want to get ahead of myself for the tarot questions, but I'm going to anyways. So, there is to live a holistic life, right? Is to need your meditation time, to need peace of mind, a spiritual practice or a routine of some kind, time alone in nature, grounding, imagination, creativity. These are not luxuries, these are essentials. To live a holistic life, it's not just posting things on social medias. It requires time and dedication, focus in your life. Okay, what happens is not everybody is attuned to that same kind of energy, and with misunderstanding, your boundaries are probably constantly being pushed or disregarded as, oh, you don't really need to do that. That's not really important. And it is important. So, this is where your emotional honesty needs to come into play. You need to compassionately speak this with others so that you can balance these needs of yours in your life, and they can understand and offer you some needs they need from their life, right? Because if you live a holistic lifestyle, that doesn't mean the entire world around you will. We hear it all the time, don't we? On social media, everybody's posting about how nobody understands them and they're an alien, and because they're spiritual, they have to. Well, that's because not everybody else lives a holistic life, and they don't have to. You just need to learn to speak. And what mostly happens is boundaries get overstepped because they are not taken seriously. Because it is such a. It's like this. I heard something last night. Going to a church or a community on 1 day a week is not a holistic life. It's a social life. And a holistic life or spiritual life is usually comes from intense loss, overcoming challenges and darkness and shadows of yourself, pulling yourself back up, believing in something not because it was told to you or expected of you, or because you feel it will build you a spiritual community, because it is your way of life, your harmony with the breath you take. You can't live without your breath no more than you can live without your holistic practice, right? So, maybe this message helped you understand how to clear these issues up in your life today. because that is how you can smoothly communicate your need for your holistic life with others who don't have to be a part of your holistic life. There is always that option of they can choose a life of the outer world. There is no good or bad in either. There are those who live in the community world and those who live a holistic, balanced life. So, your final trine is the one where you finally see yourself through a brighter side. As someone who is naturally strong, you're charismatic and a guide to others. You embrace traditions of self and of others' traditions. You love core family values, and you have a strong connection to ancestral and spiritual practices. So make meditation a daily habit to bring yourself back to center and in harmony with all aspects of your life, your holistic life and the other life. It is a balance. There cannot be one without the other. Your priority is to let those around you know of the importance to you about your harmonious, holistic life choices to prevent future misunderstanding. And now we will get into our tarot. So we are getting into tarot at 16:55. Okay, that was for the timestamp people. Our questions for tarot is how to find time for spiritual practices, meditation, a healthy diet, relationships, socializing, life needs as well. It's like, upkeep on home life, shower, clothing, blah, 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 without being brash when setting boundaries or when boundaries are overstepped. I pulled two oracle cards from Mother Mary, and I got both cards of quietly blossoming and I forgot the other blossoming. But here was the message. Great focus is needed to live a spiritual life and to grow in society. So ask for spiritual beings to assist you as you grow. So that's what we're going to ask our tarot. See how it all comes together? Numbers, stars, planets, astrology, and then the cards. Everything comes into alignment. Unless you're here on the timestamp. Then you just got the cards, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Okay, so Sun card, top of the deck. Okay, some truth coming out. Wise truth. And some mental authority and clarity. King of Swords. Okay, first card shot out. We have the Divine Mother guidance and the Ten of Pentacles coming out. So I see that the feminine goddess or Mother Spirit, Mother Mary, was our oracles of this morning, is leading you to a very stable, comfortable life. This life involves loyalty, family togetherness, passing down traditions, and living healthy and comfortably. It's going to come with you being the King of Cups. To me is like an emotional therapist, very diplomatic, very calm, keeps his emotions to himself, has his own internal cleansing system, right? Meditation practices. That's why he's out there on the waters by himself, right? On this slate, because this is a part of this routine. So, like we saw in the astrology, the divine feminine is guiding you towards your financial freedom and stability, life of happiness through this meditation practice. This is going to teach you how to deal with your internal well, all of your internal energies, emotions, care, purity, spiritual beliefs, so that you know how to handle and understand others. I see here you went through a period of loss. Okay. And this is also, so now I get the picture. The divine feminine is guiding you towards wealth and prosperity through understanding those who have been through loss. So, if you're following this far, you're being guided to be like a therapist, or at least an emotional counsel in your society. Okay, but Seven of Wands, Four of Swords. I see that you're fighting something because you may have to protect yourself from a lot of combative energy right now. This is coming at the cost of too much looking at the past, right? You're being offered a fresh Ace of Cups, a renewal. And over here, you can't see this because, here we go. This makes more sense. You're always having to look here to defend yourself from these combating energies. They can be people, they can be just energies that come up, they can be sensations. It could have to deal with work, competitiveness, right? There could be a lot of competitive people in your energy upset about the past because you're taking a new start in life. The Hermit comes out. So this is calling you to go within. Take your time. You've got this lunar cycle. You've got some time. On the 30th, the first quarter moon, you'll be met with some very, let's just put it this way, the energy is going to make you go within and look at this, because you need to bring some light to some past decisions in your life and things that you thought were wounds but actually made you. If you keep reminiscing on the past on an everyday life, you also have time to do a 10-minute meditation. It's your choice. 10 every day looking at the past, or every day being present. I see you'll be invited to a secret. With this, it's somebody in society will pull you to the side for some kind of celebration, and it's not going to make someone happy. There's a person running off in the distance as these two are celebrating. But they're celebrating in private. It's not a party. It's not a Three of Cups celebration. They're celebrating, obviously, a victory in life. Okay. There will be misunderstandings with people who cannot see, bound by limited thinking. As you begin working with others and getting paid for what you do, your skills are valuable. And This is an equal give and take. The balance is coming in. I can see you've survived loss and tragedy in the past. You've had to put up with your fair share of competitors, people constantly combating your energy just because they see the value and depth in what you do. You're a wise soul, and as you start making these alliances, people with limited belief structures are going to feel trapped in their own mind as you begin working well with others, giving your work and receiving compensation for it. Ace of Wands, bottom of the deck. Things start growing. Okay, this is calling you to value and appreciate the effort and work it took. Look at this person is valuing their craft because it brings all of this luxury. They're able to keep a home, balance their bills, keep food in the cupboards. It's a very open and welcoming type of energy, right? This is where you're heading. Lover's card at the bottom of the deck. There could be a romance involved in this situation. This could, since the Lover's card came on the bottom of the deck, this could be this intimate encounter. Let's pull some clarifiers. Definitely a time to hold on to some finances, start building and planning, structure, routine. Remember, that came up earlier. The Divine Mother Spirit is guiding you to start putting a little bit away at a time, just to build a foundation. What this will do energetically was also you living in harmony with the universe. It teaches the universe that you are ready to get that Ten of Pentacles. What's the one story of every lottery winner? They became broke, right? Within like a year. So you don't want to be like that, do you? Get a big sum of money and then blow it away on nothing. So start learning to be wise with your own money. This is a brutal truth that you needed to hear, but it is a truth. It's beginning to stem creativity and intellectual thoughts in your mind, the beginning of the mind. From this point, you can see where you're headed, right? You have a destination in sort. This saving offers you the opportunity to begin to plan where your next move is. Complete and total happiness, larger than life love, is where you're moving towards. And what you're moving away from is anxiety, worry, stress, sleepless nights. But this comes at you taking a different approach to how you view your reality. Remember, your wounds, they didn't stop you. They helped create you. You might want to reach out to a guru or I don't like that word, to a wise person who's skilled in traditions and spiritual practices that can help you, a meditational teacher, or maybe step into this role yourself. Oh, jingo. The last two. Here we go again with the Eight of Swords. It might seem hard. You need to break those limited beliefs of the Eight of Swords, okay? You can do this. All you got to do is ensure some change. Some things about you have to die. Okay, the person that you believe, the person holding on to all this suffering and tension and anger and hostility and limited persona of what holistic should be, right? Has to die. Empty your cup so that you can finally go, man, all this time, all I needed was to let people know, hey, I need meditation time every day. Hey, I don't take things that fast and chaotic and sporadic. All you needed to do was clearly state what your passions are. But you were too busy looking at the past to see this coming, this cup, this opportunity. And now with this message, you have that opportunity. So that's what I have for you today. I hope these messages were very helpful. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. Share with your friends. If something in this video has struck in your attention and you feel drawn to comment, please do so. And I will see you soon on the next video. Take care.